Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Yale number RN11 in a ZB Keyway is what it is. This is a otherwise pretty typical key blank, meaning it's 6-pin. It has a typical Yale bow on it. What makes it atypical is the ZB Keyway. Nothing restricted or protected about it. It's just an unusual uncommon key blank. It's not even, the broaching section is not listed in the catalog or other broachings of whatever family this belongs to, meaning there's I'm sure a multiplex system that the ZB participates in. But it's a keyway. The ZB is what it is. And there are some images that we have down below. I can just show you quickly what it looks like. But it's an RN11. That means it's a R bow, a round bow. It's N, nickel silver. It's a 6-pin length is what it is. I'll give you a couple of basic dimensional properties. The overall blade height, 0.32 inch. 0.32 inch. From the shoulder stop right to where the blade ends before it kicks back down. Looks like it's about 1.05. 1.05 from the shoulder stop right to the tip of my fingernail. There you go. Okay. Nickel silver key blank. That means it's going to be a very durable key blank. It's not made of brass. It's made of nickel silver. It's a more durable base material. German silver is what it was called once upon a time, 100+ years ago. You'll want to make sure from a locksmithing perspective, you'll want to make sure that when you're pinning keys, cylinders with nickel silver blanks, you want to be sure that your pin tumblers are nickel silver as well. You don't want a soft pin tumbler. You don't want a nickel silver pin tumbler and then a brass key blank. You want that all to be homogeneous to work in the same type of environment to be aligned correctly. Let's switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look at some supporting information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Here is the blank that we are looking at. Let's take a look at some photographs that we have linked to down below here as well. That would be the thumb side of the key blank, assuming you're right-handed. There's the opposite side showing ZB on it. A couple of off-centered pictures showing the profile. That's opposite of the thumb side. That's the root of the key blank down at the bottom. It's blurry, but macro photography is tough on a smartphone. Anyway, gives you a better idea than nothing, I suppose. Nice thick key blank as well. Seems durable. Well, it's not unusually thick, but what I'm saying is the blade itself is thick. And the fact that this blade appears thicker certainly reinforces the concept that it participates in a multiplex system, because those multi-section or all-section key blanks get correspondingly thinner as they go along. Not much to see in our description here other than a stock generic image. Let's look at the cut sheet that's listed down below. It tells us how to break out the part number. R for the bow type. Okay. If you're doing removable core, generally an F is what's used for the bow of the control key. Doesn't have to be, but that's generally what you would use. The A bow is for security keys. They do have a high security system. Yale does. In their conventional, in their pin tumbler system. It's a neat little system that they have with rings that are spring biased in the outside perimeter of the cylinder housing that will lock into or seat into cuts in the side of the key. You can order those. Paperwork's required to do a restricted keyway, but if you want to prevent who can copy your keys, because this ZB, it's unusual, but it's not protected. This client ordered 5 key blanks. I don't know who he is, what he does, why he needs them, but ZB is unusual. It's probably not the front door to his house. It's probably not. It could be, but it's probably not. RN11 specific, or the 11 specifically tells us 6-pin. If you're doing a control, you're going to need the control cut 1 length longer. It's generally a 7-pin, but can be an 8-pin control length as well. If you're doing a 7-pin system, you need a control key 1 length longer. That's why an 8-pin control blank would exist. So, and that would be on the F bow. And that's your cut sheet for this. Now, there is a link below this video, as seen here, to the manufacturer's page. And when you click on that, you can pull up not only all of the Yale products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation here, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Speaking of full product catalogs, we also have several that are more 100 years or more older. Got a couple more that are 8 or 9 decades old. So if you want to see what Yale was making in 1905, there's the catalog. It was indeed Linus Yale Jr. who patented the pin tumbler cylinder that we have. The idea wasn't solely his. He definitely drew inspiration from a 4,000-year-old Egyptian invention. But Yale got there first when it comes to the modern pin tumbler cylinder. The platform or the technology that basically all North American key cylinders are based on. You get outside of the United States and there are different technologies that exist, but by and large it's the pin tumbler. A tumbler is that pin that's inside of the unit. It's called a tumbler. There are different types of tumblers. There's pin tumblers, then there are lever tumblers, there are disc tumblers or wafer tumblers. It's the blockage that's in the cylinder that has to be moved in order to get the cylinder to operate. The tumbler is the blockage. Anyway, other documents are here as well. Yale Cylinders and Keying Manual. That's fun to read if you are new to locksmithing. You'll want to absorb that immediately. An article by a gentleman by the name of Lawrence Simon, who was involved in the door hardware industry for several decades. I didn't know him personally, but wrote an article on the bicentric cylinder, basically a cylinder with 2 keyways in it. I won't go down that rabbit hole of discussing why, but I did actually see one in a hotel in Dallas about 3 years ago. Really neat. I think I own one in my collection, but it basically allows you to isolate shear lines. Different conversation, but that's the bicentric, which not unlike the Corbin Master Ring as well. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. So I'm partial to Yale. They have a comprehensive offering of good quality lock sets, whether it be grade 2, grade 1, cylindrical, obviously grade 1 mortise, door closers, exit devices. They have their in-touch electronic combination locks that can be done as well. And good group of people over there. I've ordered high security cylinders from them. Everything from a somewhat usual key blank all the way up to high security material. Obviously exit devices with all the functions, features, electrifications, high security lock sets with the ability to monitor door position, latch bolt monitoring, things of that nature. Whatever you need, something as simple as a key blank or all the way up to monitoring in a high security cylinder equipped electrified mortise lock. Think of Yale. Any questions on this RN11 key blank or any other Yale product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.